Hey guys, this is Jake with AZ Outdoors. Today, I want to bring you guys a little bit of a tutorial that has to do with baitcasters. Today I want to show you all how to tune a baitcaster. So, in a sense, let's say you just bought your first baitcaster and you're extremely excited. You tie your favorite lure on, you go to your favorite pond, and then you cast it out and you get a bird's nest that a parakeet can live in. So today, I'm going to show you guys on my GoPro in a first-person perspective how to tune and set up a baitcaster and prevent yourself from getting backlashes. So without further ado, I'll see you guys on the chesty. Alright, so how to tune a baitcasting reel. So, you're at your favorite pond, you got your baitcaster in your hand, and you're super excited. You got your freaking, one of your favorite lures on, the black and blue chatterbait. And then you go to give the thing a little whip, and then you get a nice beautiful bird's nest. How to prevent this? Well, first I need to get this thing out, so I'm gonna get back to you guys when I get this bird's nest out. All right, there we go. So that was a little demonstration of casting an untuned reel. Resulted in a backlash. It was a bad time, and I didn't get to catch fish. So how to do this, I'm going to go through this step by step and going to show you guys right now. Step one, on the side of your reel, there's going to be a little dial. On the 13s, it's a little different because they made it all sleek and cool looking. So what you got to do to get to the little dial, flip this little switch down, pull that off, and then you are given the brake dial. This controls a little magnetic brake in the reel that prevents backlashes, and it kind of controls your spool a little bit. So right now it's on the default is on 0. What you're gonna want to do, you're gonna want to twist this little guy right to 3 out of the 6 settings. If you're super new to baitcasters, go to 4. That 4 will really decrease backlashes. You may not be able to cast as far, but you'll be able to get the gist on how to use the reel. So right now we got the reel on 3. Pop that little guy back on, and now we're ready to go. But there's a few other things. Well, there's one other thing that you got to do, and that other thing is you have to play with this. I don't know if you got, okay, there you go. You guys got to play with this dial a little bit. This dial right here controls on how fast the spool is. Using this dial, you'll be able to control if you're flipping, pitching, or just doing regular casts. I'm going to teach you guys how to get this little dial and the spool speed to just a regular casting setting. So on the 13s, turning this dial towards you tightens the spool. If I turn this thing super tight and I press the darn spool, or I press the button, the spool's not going to move. But if I loosen it a crap ton, spool goes super fast. So what we're going to do, there's a certain speed that you want the spool to go at for traditional overhead and side casting. So you're going to want to tighten this just a little bit of a smidge, press the button, and as we're seeing, the lure is still falling too fast. You want the lure to fall at a slow rate, just about like that. So you're going to tighten it a little more, press the button. Now we're right around where we want to be. If you guys pay attention to see how slow the lure's falling, that's right about where you want to be. You want to be at the point if the lure, or when like if you're on the water, when your lure hits the water, your spool stops, and it doesn't cause any sort of a backlash. Next, how you want to cast this. There's a specific way to cast a baitcaster. It's not like your conventional Zebco. Zebco, yeah, it has a button on it and you press it and you let it freaking fly. With this, you have to use your thumb to control the spool on a baitcaster. So So what you're going to want to do, you're going to press the button, keep your thumb on the spool so it doesn't move, because if your thumb's off the spool, it's just going to, you know, just going to fall. Press it, come back, and then when you cast it, you're going to want to glide your finger over the spool and just have it barely touching the line so you can keep that spool from overturning on you, which is what causes a backlash. So I'm going to reel this in. I'm going to give a little bit of another little bit of a demonstration on casting. And if you guys listen closely, well, I hope you guys can hear this, you can hear the lines sliding on my finger. So that's that right there. That's step number 3. I don't even know if I said step 2. Step 2 is this little dial. But so that was step 3, with using your thumb to control the speed of the spool. But then you also need to use your thumb to stop it before the lure hits the water, because if you let that lure hit the water, well, it didn't happen right there because I have this reel tuned really good. But if your reel isn't tuned to the notch, maybe it was a little too tight right there. But if you just let it go, it's just gonna, the spool's just gonna keep going, and then it's gonna backlash on you. I hate backlashes, but I'm purposely getting backlashes just for you guys, because I love all you guys, my amazing viewers. So when you're casting, you're gonna want to watch that lure. I mean, if you're fishing nighttime, it's gonna be a little tough because you can't really see your lure, so you're just gonna have to time it. But when you're paying attention, pay attention to where the lure is going. Right before it hits the water, stop the spool with your thumb. So let's reel this guy in, and we're gonna do one more cast, and that is gonna wrap up how to tune a baitcaster. It's pretty simple. Baitcasters definitely have a learning curve to them, but when you get it down and you get the casting down, you're gonna love them, because you can cast baitcasters a mile. And they're just sleek. They look awesome. And they crank bass in really good, and you got a lot of different gear ratios and lots of bearings in them. So yep, that is gonna wrap up this review. So I'm gonna throw you guys back on this camera and do a little conclusion. Alright guys, that is gonna wrap the video up today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found it useful. If you did, make sure to go down and bang that like button and hit the subscribe button. No, kick the subscribe button, and drop a comment in the video, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe out there, have fun fishing, and I'm gonna go fishing now.